number 24 Texas on the road in Manhattan, Kansas. Number 13 Kansas State, Saturday FS1, 6 p.m. Guys, I've taken 2 dogs in my picks in Tennessee and LSU to cover. I'm going to take a third straight. I'm going to take Kansas State here plus the 2.5. Texas is off a bye, but Kansas State also kind of had a bye week last week. And I know that's disrespectful to Oklahoma State, but they were able to put it in cruise control very early on in that football game. You think of the confidence that they must have built up. Now, could they be a little too confident rolling into this game? That's certainly something to consider. But Kansas State is healthy. They've gotten even healthier this week, and Will Howard really added a new element to that offense, right? Passing game's not been a dynamic threat. It was a week ago. Texas's secondary is not exactly world beaters. So if they have that downfield element plus Deuce Vaughn that Texas has to stack the box to defend, give me the home team. I think Kansas State plus 2.5 is a smart bet here.
Yeah, I really hope that Quinn learned how to complete more than 38% of his passes over the bye week, because other than that, if that doesn't happen, the Longhorns are toast here. I do think that Kansas State's the better team in most phases, but the reason I'm pausing to just go outright right now is because I think the quarterback position is the real swing for both teams, right? So starting on Kansas State side, was Will Howard lucky last week? Did he just kind of get lucky against a team who nobody was healthy and, they didn't have a single DB that was anything, and, he's just getting to kind of light it up against a team that's just reeling on the road, right? So is that more who he is, or is he the real deal who can lock up that starting job and say, hey, I'm going to be the new answer for, are we going to say an explosive offense in Manhattan, Kansas? That's a possibility, right? On the flip side, go over to Texas. Is Quinn Ewers more the guy that we saw when he was dicing up a bad OU defense, or is he more the guy that we saw struggle with his touch and his accuracy against the Cyclones and the Cowboys? I'm not really sure at this point in the season, right? He's been pretty inconsistent. I know he's got it in him to go off and have a huge game, but it seems like there's something that's not quite there in the mentals, that if you pressure him, he misses throws or forgets what his read is or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what the problem is, but I'm not sure which guy that we're talking about here. And since that's the case on both sides of the football, right, both for Kansas State and for Texas, I'm going to have to go with what I know. And what I do know is that Kansas State has shown me more ability to stay consistent on offense and to be able to lean on their guys when things aren't going well, to be able to succeed, even if the quarterback play isn't wonderful. I just don't know if I trust Texas on the road yet, right? Their big dubs have come either at home or in Arlington, or I guess this would be in Fair Park in Dallas. Speaking of Arlington, though, I desperately want a purple out in Arlington in early December, so I'm going to go ahead and pick K-State to win this one. It is my dog, my lucky dog of the week, K-State plus 2.5. I'm going to pick them to win this one outright. My darling goes ahead and goes up to their 7th win of the year.
Yeah, and you mentioned most of Texas' big wins. I think all of Texas' big wins in the Sark era, and definitely dating back to the Tom Herman era as well. When you looked at most of their big wins coming at home, Manhattan in particular has just been an absolute house of horrors for the Texas Longhorns, dating back to Mac Brown. So combine all that together, everything you said, Garrett, which quarterback is going to show that they are the answer for their team? And obviously it's going to be more than this week, especially for Quinn, a guy that a lot of eggs are being put in his basket right now down in Austin. But it's going to show which quarterback is ready to be that guy for their team. So Will Howard looked awesome last week, but you're right to point out that that's against a depleted defense for Oklahoma State. And yeah, Quinn just has to show a lot more consistency. So I'm going to go with the more known offense, I think, right now. And I think that's Kansas State. I think Kansas State has the more known offense. So both of them have weapons. Both of them are going to be devastating on the ground. It might turn into a Bijan Robinson versus Deuce Vaughn referendum, right? And so that could be a really entertaining game. That could be a game that's over in 2.5 hours. So I'm going to take, it's probably going to turn into a track meet. So I'm going to take the home team, all the intangibles in addition to, with just Texas really struggling in Manhattan. Don't think they get that monkey off their back just yet.
Gracious, how about